Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. It is Friday, February 28th, and I'm going to do Fridays now as my holiday Fridays. Today, I am going to make an Easter card. I'm using some new stuff, some old stuff, and a lot of in between. So I'm going to make a white card today. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. Score it at the 5-inch line, fold it, and crease it with your bone folder. And then I have a piece of pink, and I've already die cut something out of it, so you just ignore that because you can do that with the paper you need in the background. This is 6 5/8 by 4 5/8, and then I have a piece of white. This is 5 5/8 by 3 5/8. Now this white I cut out of the wildflower, the waffle flower 5 by 7 lacy layers, and it has the stitched edge, which is why I wanted to use that one. And then I have a piece of, this is kind of a glitter cardstock, but there's no glitter that comes off it. This was a paper pack that I got from Joann Fabrics several years ago. I think they still make this. This measures a 1/2 inch, and I'm only going to need it to go across the 6 5/8 inch card, but I'm leaving it longer so that I can cut it off even. And then I just have a piece of white scrap that I'm going to be stamping, die cutting, ink blending, die cutting, all on this one scrap. And this doesn't really matter what size that is, just any scraps you have that will work. And I'll be using this honeybee stamps. This is the Hoppy Easter, and it has this happy Easter sentiment on it. And boy, that's pretty dark today. I want to use that sentiment. And then I have already cut out from more of this silver cardstock one of the bows from my new stamp or new die set from Simon Says Stamp. This is Pretty Bows. And I'm going to be using, this is a generic stencil. I have no idea where it came from. It kind of reminds me of GinaK's Harvest Flourish. However, this is more like water drops splayed. I don't know where that one came from. And then I have this 2-part egg die. This is from Spellbinders, and this has been a while that I've had this, and I think it's still available in the secondary market. This is their Die Delights Filigree egg. Now, I have already cut out 2 in white with the centers cut out, and I've got them sitting over here because what I did is I took my crystal stickles, and you're not really getting the shine of that for some reason today, but I've got them sitting up here to dry while I finish the card. All right, and then I'm going to be, for my sentiment strip, this is from Waffle Flowers. This is also from, this is from their A7 master set. And this measures 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/2 when it's cut out. So I'm going to start by stamping. I'm going to stamp my sentiment and let that dry, and then we'll cut everything all out at the same time. Now, I got this set last year, but I have not used it, so I'm going to use it. There's so many cute sayings on here, wishing you an extra special, but they were larger sentiments, and I just wanted something small and not as much in your way as it would be normally. Doesn't matter if I get this straight because I'm going to die cut it out. I'm just going to rub off with my finger. Let me see if this is awful dark today. Let me try adjusting my settings. I don't know why. Every time I turn the computer off and turn it back on, it has picked different settings for my camera. And everything's not always, let's see. Let's try that and see. It just is weird. That's a little bit better, I think. It's still dark over here, but that's okay. I'll just move everything over. I'm going to stamp that in VersaFine Clair Nocturne, just my favorite black. And I did not wet my tidy towel today, so I'll just take a little bit of water on a paper towel just to quickly clean this off. You wouldn't do this normally because it can leave lint, but that's the only stamping I'm doing today, so I don't need to worry too much about my tidy towel. Okay. It was on my checklist to do, but did you think I looked at my checklist? No, not really. Okay, now I'm going to stencil first while this dries for just a minute. And on this white, I am going to stencil that fern-like water drop thing. Now this won't stay on here very well, but I'm going to use it today. And I just want to do this stencil very lightly on the background. And I'm going to do that in gray. I'm using GinaK's soft stone for that. And where did my gray blending brush go? I had not got it out yet. And I just want a very light, just to give it a little bit of texture to the background without embossing it or anything like that. Any stencil you have would work. Just to give it a light layer. Okay, done with the gray. And done with the stencil. All right, now I'm going to do some ink blending on that white because I want to cut out some Easter eggs. And I need to cut out 3 of the eggs that don't have the filigree background. So I'll need to cut out 3. And if I do it this way, yeah, I'm going to ink blend this way. I'm going to use 2 colors. I'm going to use Bubblegum Pink and Blue Sky. And I'm going to start with the Bubblegum Pink. And get some good ink on that brush. It's still a very light pink. Wow, that's a new ink pad, but it's kind of dry. Let's see if I can get I'm going to do pink at the top and the bottom with blue in the middle. And the color combination should shift a little bit to purple. Just doing spring Easter colors. And oh my goodness. This is frustrating. Well, now I get a big splotch, but that's okay. Because I'm not using this background as anything other than to die cut out of. All right. Hopefully the blue does better. Yeah, I can tell the big difference already. This one is a little bit more juicier. Not really wanting swirls, but that's okay. I'll take what I can get because I'm going to use the filigree over top of this. So a lot of it will be hidden behind the white die cut layer that I already did. And now I'm coming down into the pink. I'm going to do that on both sides. I just kind of want to get like a tie-dyed egg look. You could throw some purple in here if you wanted, but the combination of the 2 colors adds a little bit of purple all on its own. Okay, see if I can get a little bit more pink. I'm going to give it a try. Kind of makes a pretty background all of it on its own. And I'll tell you that it's not as dark as it looks on camera. I'm looking on my computer screen right now, and it looks like it's really bright blue, but it's not really. It's more pastel than the camera's making it look today. All right, now I'm going to cut out. I am done ink blending. All right. I think I'll use my larger platform. Okay, I want to cut out this Happy Easter. And then the egg. I'll need to cut this a couple of times because I need 3 eggs in all. Now I can switch to my smaller platform. So I've got my sentiment strip. Well, that's not, there we go. And 1 egg. Now I want another egg. And I want to have a little bit more pink. Doesn't work if you put the large top onto the small base. I tell you, have any of you gardeners out there been noticing a decrease in your germination rate? I planted some, oh, what did I plant? My green pepper seeds, my celery seeds, my cayenne pepper seeds, and rosemary and thyme. And not one of them has germinated at all. So I'm going to try getting some new seeds of those to redo. But I need to see if I can get some new seeds. I'm going to plant some more today to see if I can get that to germinate. Maybe try a different soil. I don't know. It's just not working out very well. All right. Yeah, I can set that all aside. All right. These I'm going to put right down because this is, I can start assembling my card. I was going to use a different bow and I had cut that out, but I'm going to use that bow on another project. If you're using a layered card, you might as well use what you can out of your paper. To make sure that that's straight. And now this, I'm going to glue down flat also. Because I'm going to pop up the top strip and some of the eggs. So I'm going to have a lot of dimension here. All right. Now, where'd that silver strip? There we are. This is going to go down first because I need to really pop that up. And I'm going to use 2 layers of this foam. I think it's just wide enough. Yep, if I get it. Actually, I can't put this down yet because I need to put the eggs on, because the eggs will go behind this. But I do need to get this taped down. And yay, I didn't go over top, but if you did, don't worry, you can just trim off if you got your tape outside of the line. The only place I did was down here at the bottom, which is going to get cut off anyhow. All right. So now I can definitely cut that, and I'm going to trim this to right there. Get it straight though. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, now I want one of the eggs to be plain. So I think I want to have the one that has the pink at the top is going to go in the middle, and that can go down flat. I want this one to be straight up and down. Now let's see if my stickles are dry. Yeah, my stickled accents are dry and sparkly. I think you can see that. So that's going to get glued down to the front of one of these eggs. I normally put stickles on at the very end once the card is assembled, but these I needed to get in place, and I didn't want to get stickles on the inside of the egg. So what I did, let's see if I have one. Yeah, I have one, and you just take your egg, put it down on a piece of scrap paper, put your stickles on like this, just scribble some stickles on. And then take your brush and just kind of dot it all over the place. Like that. And that will get the stickles on your paper without getting it on the inside of your egg. Or any shape you have that has a filigree top. I'm just going to use my little block. And I'll glue this one down. Get the scrap one off to the side. I had cut one out and I was going to just color the filigree portion, but I thought it would look better in white with some sparkle. Now, if you had white sparkly paper, just cut it out of that. But if not, just go with what you have. This is going to go right on there. I just thought it added my usual sparkleness to it. I have to have glitter. All right, so these will go here. And I'm going to pop them up at the top. Not at the bottom, just at the top. So I'm going to use these foam circles. I got these from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to put them at the very top, like 3 here, and 3 on the top of this. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, I'll take these off. And then I'm going to glue the bottom flat. I want that angled like that. And the same with this one. And angle that one. Okay. Now this strip is going to go right across. And I wanted the eggs to be behind it, but I wanted some of the white showing. Not a lot, so I think I'll move it down a little bit. And I'm going to put just a little bit of liquid glue back here just to give myself a wiggle room. And I'm going to stand up to get this as straight as I can, going from side to side. And that's a little crooked, so I should be able to lift it up. And come on. That's why I put the liquid glue down, so that I have that little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Now, the silver bow. And I want that, yeah, I'm going to pop that up a little bit too. I have these little tiny round circles, and I'm just going to put one in the middle. And the rest of this is just going to float free in the air. Here. Now for my sentiment strip. Do I want to put that off to the side, or do I want it centered? I'm kind of liking it off to the side. And I'm just going to glue this down flat in the middle. Okay. You know, I don't think it needs any more sparkle. It's sparkly all over the place. Well, that is my card for today. I hope I can inspire you to get out your dies. These filigree dies, they're really old. So get out stuff you haven't used in a while and make something new with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and I'll see you on Monday.